Hello, Amy. How are you today? Oh, good. Oh, so you went to the park today? Oh, that's great. What did you see at the park? Oh, you saw some squirrels? That's awesome. Well, it sounds like you had a great day. All right, so are you ready to begin class? All right. So let's begin. So today we're going to talk about mermaids. Have you ever seen a mermaid? Oh, yes, in the movie, The Little Mermaid. Do you like the movie? Yeah, me too. I love the movie The Little Mermaid. So, have you seen mermaids anywhere else other than in the movie? No? Oh, okay. All right. So we're gonna talk about mermaids today. All right. So, let's see. What what do you know about mermaids? Let's talk about that. What do we know about mermaids? Oh, yes, they are very beautiful. Yeah, they are very beautiful. Can you tell me anything else about mermaids? Yes, they can sing. They have beautiful singing voices. Yes, beautiful singing voices. Any, what else? Like, do you know where they live? Do they live in a house? No. Hmm. Do they live in the forest? No. Where do they live? Right, they live in the ocean. That's good. They live in the ocean. Are they a boy or are they a girl? Right, they can be both boys and girls. So if it's a mermaid, it's a girl. So the maid is girl, or we can say a merman for a boy or a man, girl or woman. There you go. All right. So what else can we say about mermaids? Yeah, they can swim very fast, you think? Okay, so let's put that down. They can swim very fast. What else can we think about mermaids? Yeah, they have the tail, right? That's right here. Yeah, they have the tail. So they don't have any legs, no legs. So they have to swim. So this is really good. So do you want to know some more about mermaids? Okay, let's learn some more about mermaids. Okay, so these are some adjectives to describe a mermaid. Okay, so remember an adjective is used to describe a noun. And a noun is a person, place, thing, or animal. So a mermaid is a noun because a mermaid is a person. Okay, a mermaid is a person. So let's see some of these adjectives that can describe a mermaid. So we said beautiful when we talked about the mermaid before. So we said they are beautiful, okay? And they are young. They are young. Do you ever see an old mermaid? No. So they're usually pretty young, okay? And they're graceful. Do you know what graceful means? Yes, like a ballerina. Like a ballerina is very graceful. Very good. Curious. So they are curious. What does curious mean? Right. They want to know about the world. They want to find things out. They're always asking questions. Okay, very good. Mysterious. What do you think mysterious means? Mm, right. So mysterious, yeah, that means that there's a mystery. You don't know everything. So maybe they're hiding a secret. And you want to find out by searching for clues, right? Yeah. What about this word? Mischievous. What does mischievous mean? Right, they can get into a little bit of trouble, right? Yeah, they can get into a little bit of trouble. So they're a little bit mischievous. Can you think of any other adjectives that we can add to our mermaid? Shimmery? Yeah, their tail has the scales and they can kind of be shimmery. Okay, shimmery. What else? Fast, because they swim. Okay, very good. What other adjectives? Friendly. Okay. You think in the movie the Little Mermaid is friendly, right? Very good. All right. What else do you think? Brave. Okay, you think mermaids are brave. Yeah, that's a good one. Can we name one more? Clever. Oh, I like that. Clever. All right, very good. So we want to remember these adjectives when we're writing our story, okay? Because adding adjectives adds color to our story, adds more details, makes it more exciting, okay? So let's remember these adjectives when we get to our writing. All right, so let's get to the next part. Okay, so parts of a story, our story elements. So one of the things that we have to consider is our setting. That's the location, the where. Where is the story taking place? So since we're talking about a mermaid, maybe she's in the ocean, or she's on a beach, or an island. Can you think of any other settings that we could use? Oh, okay, maybe a castle. Maybe you want her to be a princess. Okay. Anywhere else? A forest. Okay. Why would she be in a forest? Can she swim in a forest? Oh, you're gonna give her legs somehow. Okay, so she's gonna walk in the forest. Where else could she be? Oh, you think that she might be in a house. Okay, so in a house or a castle in the forest, you're gonna give the mermaid some legs, right? Okay, good. All right. So now we want to talk about another setting. This is the when. So you can talk about, is it the morning? Is it the afternoon? Is it evening? Is it at night? Okay, so you can tell what time of day it is, or you can say it's at 1 o'clock in the morning, or it's at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Okay, you can say the time that you would read on the clock. We can also talk about the season. Maybe we want to put our story in a different season. So maybe we want to write a winter story. Oops. So yeah, maybe we want to write a winter story or a spring story or a summer story or a fall story. So we can put our story in a season. So we can put the season, the time of day, the time. Is it 1 o'clock? Is it 2 o'clock? Is it 5 o'clock? We can talk about the different times that the story takes place. And these are adding more details to our story. So it's not boring. We want to add all these details so people can see it in their mind's eye. Okay, so when we're writing, we want to talk about things in detail so people can read it and they can see it, just like a movie. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. All right, let's talk about story elements. Character. We need characters in our story. So, of course, one of the characters in our story will be a mermaid. But other characters that could support this character could be a whale, a dolphin, a fish, a jellyfish, a seahorse, any type of sea creatures. What type of sea, if you're talking about her under the sea or in the ocean, what kinds of other sea animals could you write about? A crab. A crab would be good. What else? Shrimp. Okay. Got a little shrimp there. A turtle. Oh, I love that. Yeah. A turtle would be a fun friend for the mermaid. Okay. And other characters could be maybe there's a little girl. Maybe a little girl finds a mermaid. Or maybe a little girl wants to be a mermaid. You can do that. And there's a prince, just like in the Little Mermaid story. The mermaid saves the prince. So you can add those in. So you can add different people as well as animals that act as human, okay? So they have the talking characteristics, and they can speak, and they can think, and they can feel. So these are characters. All right, so let's move to the next story element. Problem. So when we're writing a story, there's always going to be a problem that needs to be solved, okay? So some common problems would be maybe someone gets lost. That's a problem. You're lost. And so when you're lost, what kind of feelings are you feeling? Confusion, loneliness, a fear, yes. You feel scared. Yeah, and you worry, right? So you want to find your way back home or find your way back to wherever you need to go. Okay, so that could be a problem. And what about getting hurt? That's a problem. How do you feel when you get hurt? Yeah, you feel sad. Maybe you feel mad or angry, or you feel upset. And so you need to figure out how to feel better if you get hurt. Or another one is maybe they're sick. So how do you fix that problem of being sick? Okay, so what could be a problem for the mermaid? What are some problems that we could have for a mermaid? Yeah, the mermaid could get sick too. What else? Oh, the mermaid loses her voice. Yeah, that is a big problem. What other problems do you think a mermaid could have? Yes, she gets lost as well, yes. Or she gets hurt. hmm So you think that maybe she loses her tail? Okay. What else do you think could happen to a mermaid? Oh, yeah. She gets captured by pirates. That would not be good, would it? No. All right, so these are some problems. So let's look at some other things. Okay, so let's brainstorm some story ideas. So what kind of stories could we write? I kind of like that one that we just did with the problem with the pirates. So I like the mermaids are captured by pirates. That would be an interesting story. What other stories do we think we could write about? Take a minute and just think about that. Okay, so the mermaid gets sick and loses her voice. Okay, so we're putting two of those problems together. All right, I like that. Mermaid gets sick and loses her voice. What's another story idea? Oh, I like that too. So the mermaid gets nervous before her singing concert. Yeah, because maybe they're having a concert under the sea, and maybe she gets nervous about singing in front of all the sea creatures, right? All right, these are great ideas. Okay, so let's talk more about our writing before we actually get into it, okay? All right. So let's choose one of those ideas, and maybe this is the one you write, or maybe this is just us brainstorming a little bit more, okay? So you can use these ideas, or you can make a completely new idea when you have your writing, okay? Okay, so let's use the one about the pirates because that's my favorite. Okay, so what is the setting of this? And there can be more than one. So what is the setting? Okay, so it will be a pirate ship. And maybe what else? What else? What other settings can we use? Okay, so this will be at night, right? Okay, at night. Okay, any other settings that we want to use? Okay, so this will be a summer night. Okay, a summer night. Perfect. Very good. Okay, who is the main character? We know it's going to be a mermaid, but do we want to give her a name? Oh, I love that. That's a good name. Yes. Pearl. Okay, her name is Pearl. I like that. Okay, so now what is going to happen at the beginning of the story? Okay, so we'll say Pearl, not once, Pearl swims away from home. She feels sad. Okay, and now what's going to happen in the middle? Okay, that works. Okay, so pirates see Pearl and capture her. They want gold for her. Okay, very good. And what's going to happen at the end? How is this problem going to be solved? Okay, very good. I like that. So the Mermaid King pays the pirates gold, and Pearl gets back home safe. Okay, very good. That's awesome. That's going to be a really good story. Okay, so let's look at some other things, some last minute tips before we get started writing, okay? Okay, so remember to use adjectives to add more details to your writing. So if we're talking about the ocean, we can add details like deep blue ocean. Okay, so what other adjectives could we use to describe an ocean? Cold. Okay, so maybe it's cold. Okay, maybe it is, what do we think? quiet, so maybe it's a quiet ocean. Or loud, so maybe all the sea creatures are making lots of noise. So maybe it's a quiet or loud ocean. Okay, so I want you to think about that, okay? Think about what other adjectives that you can use. Okay, now let's talk about details for character. So we can use adjectives and adverbs to add more details. So remember, adjectives describe a noun and adverbs describe a verb. So you're doing an action. How are you doing this action? Okay, so let's look at an example. Mermaid. So the beautiful young mermaid. So beautiful and young are adjectives. They describe the mermaid. She's beautiful and young. Okay, swam, that's a verb. Swam sadly, that's an adverb. She swam sadly, that's how she swam. Okay, and then around the ship, that is where. Okay, the beautiful young mermaid swam sadly around the ship. So you see how there's so much detail just in that one sentence, and how it is not boring, it's more exciting. Yeah, very good. All right, so you understand how you need to add more details? Okay, great. Okay, so now let's look at this outline and then we'll get started on our writing, okay? So remember, we need a beginning, middle, and end. So when we talk about the beginning, we want to introduce the setting, the character, and the problem, okay? So that's where we introduce everyone. And so we'll talk about, we'll tell the character's name, we'll give adjectives for the character, we'll see where she is, what problems she's having, what is she feeling, okay? And then in the middle, we've already introduced the problem and sort of how the character is feeling. But in the middle, we're going to say how's she feeling and maybe there's some more problems coming up. And in the end, how does the character feel at the end of the story? What happens? How is the problem finally solved? Okay, so you talk about what happens in the beginning, middle, and end. All right, are you ready? All right, so I'm going to give you a few minutes and I want you to just start writing, okay? And when you're finished with your writing, we'll read it over together and then we'll revise and edit if needed, okay? All right, so get started.